Ja, Artistic James, how are you? Oscar, välkommen tillbaka. I'm just starting up my MacBook. This is why I'm concentrating. Can you believe that? I need my MacBook beside me because then I can see what it is I was doing, or even the comments. I can see better and faster. Jag mår bra, Oskar, tack. Hur står det till själv där? Så här idag. Dagen före doppardagen har jag på att säga, men det är faktiskt fredag imorgon. Så. Där. Thank you, James. Passionate for sharing the live. Much appreciated. You see, I can't talk now. It was what we usually start with. Let's have a look here. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I know. I suspected that, James, that you were on the other app too. I felt like we have lots of James here, but it's one and the same dude. Ja, okej. Ja, det är många sjuka nu, Oscar, som jag känner till. You can. I thought that was your name. You can draw Silver Surfer. Of course I can draw Silver Surfer. But your name is Swedish Air Force. Välkommen. Ah, okay. Swedish Air Force. I suspect who it is. Thank you, James. Thank you very much for that. That little gift. It's not little, but it is a gift. The gift that keeps giving. Thank you very much. Much obliged. Much appreciated. Okay, let's do a Silver Surfer if we're all aboard for that. Yeah, you're right there, James. Should be like that. Okay, what else? Silver Surfer alone or Silver Surfer with somebody else? Jag hoppas du blir frisk snart då, Oskar. So any more suggestions except Silver Surfer? Oh, I know. Or do I? Yeah, that's awesome. Adam Warlock. Let's do that. Let's think about it as a cover or something. I think I'll go for the old school Adam Warlock look. Let's see if we can fit the board here too. At least that we kind of feel that there's a board in there somehow. Should be something like that, right? I just want their bodies to take up the whole space more than the board. Let's make this arm a bit further down like this. Of course they could be flying together, but I want them in a pose like they're going to fight or something. I don't know why, but fighting heroes are more interesting. Hey Afro, how are you, man? Welcome. Nice seeing you again. I know, Afro SF, first time I read Adam Warlock was in The Incredible Hulk. This was early. I don't think it was Kirby, but it was very early, and Hulk ended up in the Against Earth created by the evolutionary, and Adam Warlock was there. Seeing the movie about the Guardians of the Galaxies, the last one, gave me like flashbacks of those series, because that movie had Adam Warlock and they had Against Earth and all that stuff. So they had some like, I like it when they like have some good respect for the source material. And I can't remember why in the comics Adam Warlock was in the Against World Earth. But they should have had Adam Warlock in the MCU a bit earlier, because he is like Thanos' arch enemy. Yeah, we have poses. How's your day been going today, Afro SF? Hey JP, how are you? Well, thank you, JP. This is the Silver Surfer and Adam Warlock. Now, Adam Warlock had, I think, the Reality Stone. He does now. I'm going old school design with Adam Warlock. And these cool bracelets. This is what I can remember of his suit. And he had his shoulder pads. And a big lightning bolt on his chest. No, this is not Black Adam. The thing with Silver Surfer is that his silver skin is a headache to create, to draw. But we'll do it anyways. Oh yeah, Mr. Adam Warlock has blonde hair. There we have a silver surfing board for us too. Hey, basically, Kate, how are you? And welcome. Oh, okay, I understand. Thank you for following there, Mick. Afro SF. That's it's a jungle out there. You have a lot to choose from. Of course, you can go back to the early classics, but yeah, it is a jungle. Too much to like choose from. Okay, I'm gonna start to ink the guys. Let's start with him. They called him once. I'm going to do the Infinity Stone a bit bigger. I remember he usually had a smaller one on his forehead. But I like to exaggerate a little bit. When you're creating covers and stuff like that, it's better to exaggerate, I feel. We got a lot of that in the 90s, the 1990s, with the comic books. Everything was very exaggerated. Shoulder pads and a lot of strange stuff going on. People liked it. I'm not a big fan of it, but I could understand why people liked it. So we have a a pose noise. Yeah, 19th image was like groundbreaking in its time, especially the coloring. I remember they did very different things with coloring compared to Marvel. Let's start with the Surfer. I know it's always depicted with very big eyes. I will try to make them more human, not that big. I will try anyways. He looks more alien than ever, this Silver Surfer, this time. He looks more like a grey alien. But they have humongous eyes, so he isn't. So there we have a board 2. Okay, let's start to clean them up. Use the eraser a bit. See if we can fix. No, we will fix Mr. Silver Surfer's face. What I remember about the old school Avengers and Adam Warlock is that he died a lot. I remember Thanos killing him, and I remember him dying a lot, man. And then he came back, of course. He's kind of like Phoenix, like dying only to be resurrected. That's his purpose, maybe, to die and be resurrected again. There. Try to fix it a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, you're right. The Afro SF. I think that was the purpose. I don't know if you ever read I think it was called Planet X or Universe X by Alex Ross, and him and her appeared there. This is like Marvel in the future, and him and her appeared, and he was like a savior in the end. So he has that role, I think, as a savior, even compared to the one you named there. Hello, Chris Maycock. How are you? Nice seeing you again. Hope you're doing well. I'm giving them the serious look, of course. Let's do like this. Yeah, Afro SF, I really enjoyed it because I liked how Alex Ross was thinking. He like they reach a point. The heroes in the Marvel universe where they were able to kill death, and in its place create an own death, and then they created like a heaven and hell. That was very interesting, I felt. The art wasn't very good, to be honest. It would have been better with Alex Ross doing all the art. That's my opinion, though. Giving him a dramatic look. Hey, try big. Oh, I can't try big. I can't remember the name of that Pokemon. That's my favorite. I was talking about somebody else in the chat about that. And I explained how he looked. In the end, he told me the name. Then I searched for it and he was right. That's my favorite Pokemon. He was always with the other Pokemon. I can't remember the name of either of them. That doesn't answer your question. But that's me, man. My memory is not the best. I'm going to turn them around a bit. Yeah, YBGAG, hi, welcome. Yes, I have. I've done Bullseye many times with Daredevil. I made one Bullseye versus Batman, I think, a year ago here on one of the sessions. I wanted to see like Marvel heroes and villains versus DC villains and heroes like this. So I felt like Bullseye versus Batman would be very interesting. Okay, let's start. Mr. Surfer. Like I said, Mr. Surfer's skin is a big challenge, kind of difficult. Sometimes I fail with it, but let's see what happens today. I don't know if I've read Machine Man, but I remember Machine Man, and very early, of course, we're talking about the Hulk again. He had he appeared often in the Hulk, but I like that character though. But they did something different with him in that. They made a lot of things different, or he, Mr. Alex Ross. And Machine Man is the kind of hero that, like, he always disappear. I feel like he's being forgotten, and it keeps happening. They introduce him, reintroduce him, and they keep forgetting about him. And I felt that Alex Ross didn't forget him. He made him like one of the main characters instead. Godnatt, Oscar. Yeah, Afro SF, I went for the classic look. I know the more modern, they try to. I've seen some art that I really like with the Surfer. That it's the modern take, and they're like trying to. They somehow make when he's in space, having all space reflect on his skin, which I feel looks awesome. I will try that one day when I have courage. Some new techniques takes a lot of courage from anybody. Afro SF, did you ever read The Tomb of Dracula back in the days? It was one of my favorite comics. One of my biggest inspiration in art, comic book art. Drew it, and he's still one of my biggest inspiration. He was a master of light and shadows. which is always enjoyable, of course. There we have a surfer. Ah, okay. Oh yeah, yeah, Afro SF. That was an awesome run. Uh, they fought together side by side, and Blade and Dracula was the first time they fought together side by side. They fought on Chinese supervillain called Dr. Sun, I remember. This was in Dr. Sun's lair when Blade fell into that booby trap or whatever they call it. That was my favorite take on Blade, of course. I was very excited when first time I knew they were going to make a Blade movie back in the days. But when I saw what they did, I was like, what did they do to Blade? Because to me, Blade is that British. He was kind of like what's his name? Shaft. Yeah, he reminded me of Shaft. But I guess that's one of my favorite comic books ever. Gene Colan, of the artist, he made a lot of horror comics at that period. But I always enjoyed Colan's shadows and the lighting. It looked very realistic, very impressive. Okay, I can't remember the one with the ambulance driver. But I believe I've read all of the issues. So when I read it or see it again, I will feel like, oh, that one. There, we need more shadows, and we've got more shadows. So let's leave the bigger shadows alone for a little while. Okay, Afro, okay. Did you feel it was scary? I mean, back in the day, it was like, it was horror comics. And there were a lot of demons and stuff going on in the comics. And I guess your mom just wanted to protect you from horrible stuff. But she let you read Spider-Man and all the other comics, though, I guess. Yeah, we got a board. But this Silver Surfer kind of reminds me, by watching it, I didn't do it on purpose. He feels a little bit more like John Burns' Silver Surfer, maybe. Hello, Oompa Loompa, how are you? Not reprints Afro, but we got the translated, but we didn't get the reprints though. We just got one version and that's it. Hey Bill, just mildly different. How are you? Thank you. Welcome. I'm happy you enjoy it, man. Oh, really? But who designed him like that? Was it Kirby who made him shiny? But it makes more sense when you say that like that. It shouldn't be shiny. See if we can fix the other guy too. He needs some attention too, this Adam. Now you see we have more details on Mr. Adam. Mr. Warlock, I should say. Adam is looking like Adam. Whoa, wait a minute. It disappeared again. It happens often. Sad but true. Hopefully I'm back. Fine. I'm moving the whole table. There. Yeah, Afro SF, I really do. I enjoy the art. One of the greats that came out in the 90s too, right? That was what we're going to do. I don't know what happened with this. I don't want to cooperate at this point. It will be like that. Let's add on some more shadows. So we feel that his leg is under him, down there somewhere. Just need to feel it. Yeah. Yeah, I just fixed his hair when I read it, Afro. He had a cool hair though. I want to give the feeling that we have like the surfer flying very fast. Let's see if we manage to do that. This pen is getting very dry. getting dry like this, you don't need to work fast. You need to take it easy and make the strokes slow. So I'm still moving everything around. Yeah. There, let's start with some effects. I'm going to give Surfer this kind of eyes. Make him look more alien. I don't know if that's a good thing, but when I finish, I'll know if it is. I want to give him more shadows on the leg and down here in the torso. Yeah, kind of like so. There. So let's try to give this effect, flying effect or whatever we'll call it. And I'll do the same to his body. So we have the feeling like he's flying really fast. But we shouldn't overdo it. Kind of like the Flash effect, but without all the lightning. Make it look more metal. Let's have it light up a little bit. The infinity gauntlet. There. You see, I got the effect that I wanted. And that's a good thing. Hey Betayo, how are you? Welcome back. Nice to see you again. I'm happy you showed up. I just finished this guy exactly when you showed up, dude. I can't get to fix this. Keeps turning around all the time. But this is them. I don't know if I did the Surfer's eye some justice. What do you guys think? Was it good like that, the eyes? Or should I like make it like it was in the beginning, in shadows, all dark? Okay, good. Thank you, Afro. Thank you, Bitario. Thank you very much. I really appreciate it, man. How's it going with the cars? All of them. I believe you must have like thousands and thousands and yet again thousands of cars at this point. Well, I got the flying effect that I wanted too on the Surfer. Feels like it's flying really fast. That was what we wanted. Surfer is surfing hard. Keep on surfing, dude. Everybody's going, oh, don't even go there. There. I'm happy with the effects and I got what I wanted. Sometimes you take a shot and at something and you're like, maybe I will succeed or maybe I won't. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes I'm very satisfied and I'm like, this looks better than I expected, and then I sleep on it and wake up the day after and I'm like, what the H is going on with this drawing? What the H was I thinking? So sometimes you need to sleep on it to get illuminated. Okay, but take your time, Vitario. You know I want the car perfect. And like the other guy the other guy said, you see, those words together are pretty hard to say. Like the other guy say, does it come in black? We all know who that guy is. Yes, Betayo, it is the Silver Surfer. And this is Norrin Rad. In the movie we got Shalabal, his wife, I believe. I remember in the comic books that Mephisto was very interested in the Silver Surfer. So he kidnapped Shalabal and twisted her memories, I think. Made her believe that she was an earthling living in Europe or something. Those storylines are awesome. Hopefully we'll see them in the MCU or something like that. Yeah, Betaya, I will. I could draw myself as Galactus. It's just there's not enough paper for me to be Galactus because I have big muscles, you know. So we need bigger paper to cover and so we can fit all my muscles. I'm like Arnold Schwarzenegger from Sweden. Well, you know what I mean. Y'all get the picture. But that's it, my friends. I finished them. Adam Warlock and the Silver Surfer dancing or whatever they're doing. I don't know. That's it for today. And let's see what happens tomorrow. Doink. Good night, Afro. Take care of yourself, people.